And welcome back to Sin and Fin, the Dugout Decisions Show.
Right as the vibes were getting back on track, we hit the Tampa Bay curse. What did we say last pod? We're going to go to the Trop and we're probably going to drop a series. Christian and I both predicted that the Jays were going to lose at least 2 out of 3 games. Somehow we managed to do worse. Got swept by the Rays. This is a series when we look back that we just have to flush. You have to flush it. You know you're not going to do well at the Trop. We got some numbers here that we're going to go over how the Jays perform all time at the Trop. There's some curse that goes on. There's some voodoo magic. I don't know what it is with that team. Chandler Simpson at the top of the lineup. The way they play baseball, it pisses me off. But we have to flush it. 3 games that we lost. Move on to the next series. It sucks. That is what it is at the Trop.
It happens every single time. Yet every time we go back, I'm like, is something different going to happen, or are we going to like flip the ship
Nope.
here? And it's just the same outcome every time. It's
Yep.
pretty insane. And it's not only the Blue Jays. It's I feel like it's several other teams as well. I think it's the same thing
Yeah.
with the New York Yankees, and the
Hmm.
Trop is just like so weird. So. The Blue Jays get swept. We were hoping that wasn't the outcome. Maybe they lose the series, perhaps they win it, and that they end up getting swept. And I think they're 5 games under 500 right now, which isn't great. And if you're on Twitter recently, you'll see guys on Twitter be like, "Hey, the Blue Jays have the same record as they did last year." That was like 2 days ago, and now we're like fallen behind on that trajectory that we were on last year.
Yeah.
So it's not looking too good, and the numbers supported here. So just going on serious struggles. Yeah, we suck at the Trop, and so do many other teams, and the numbers prove that. 47 games under 500 all time. That's just insane. Like what? 47 games under 500. That's like
Horrible.
we just turn into the Colorado Rockies at Tropicana Field. What's going on? And then since 2016, where we've had some very good Blue Jays teams, you think of 2016, you think of 2021, 2022. 23 was okay, but 2025, of course. And we are 29 and 50 since 2016. That's 21 games under 500, which is like just really bad all time, and even since 2016. So it's just crazy how consistently the Blue Jays can't put it together and win some series and be productive at Tropicana Field.
There's a couple of teams that do this to us, right? Like we know the Guardians are going to do this to us. The Brewers do this a lot. It's all these teams that play the same brand of baseball. I remember with the Brewers series we had a couple weeks ago and how much they were bunting. I think we remember that and how annoying that was to watch. Well, listen, I didn't see a lot of the Rays games, but I'm sure there was a lot of bunting going on with Chandler Simpson at the top of the lineup and some of the guys they have there. They got Yandy Diaz, they got Jonathan Aranda, they got some guys in that lineup there that can mash, but they're not really going to outslug you. We kind of know how they're going to play it. They have good pitching. Their pitching lab, this has been known for years. I don't know how they do it. They can keep letting big guys go. Blake Snell, you can go away. Tyler Glasnow, you can go away. Everyone go away. And they're going to keep developing guys. I mean, Shane McClanahan is not the same guy from like 2021, 22, 23, but we still couldn't hit him. I don't know how many hits we had off the guy, but maybe one, two today. I don't know. He doesn't throw 98 anymore. He doesn't throw 100 anymore, and we still can't hit him. I don't know what it is with the Trop, but we just can't play well there. But regardless, none of the guys are doing anything in the lineup. It doesn't matter whether it's the Trop or not, or even in the Minnesota series. There were a couple of guys that were starting to struggle with the bat. And we'll get started with George Springer, man. I was really scared when he got hit on the toe in the Minnesota series. Turns out he was okay. I don't know exactly when he got back to the lineup, if it was for the Monday game or the Tuesday game, but point is, he's back in the lineup. He is healthy. But I think we can tell based on the at bats that he's not quite back at 100%. We knew before he got hit a second time that he wasn't already 100% then. That just means he got a whole lot worse when he got hit again, and it showed. 0 for 8 in the series. I mean, he did literally nothing. The batting average, I remember before he came back in the Minnesota series when he had missed a couple of weeks there, it was hovering around like a 170, 160. And 0 for 8 sure isn't going to help. He's got to be pushing like a 150 now. I don't know. We've talked about this. What are we going to expect from George Springer in 2026? The discussions are going to start again. Should he be hitting leadoff? Should he be hitting seven? Should he be playing every day? We can stop that for now. I mean, give him a couple weeks, let him feel it out a little bit. He's healing the toe, but at some point, out of the leadoff spot, you're going to need to get a little bit more production out of George Springer.
Yeah, I agree. And you can't be reactionary with this. The guy's gone through a lot
Yeah, yeah,
within a month. like struggles on the field, struggles health wise. Like it has
Yeah.
not been good for George Springer. And you just got to give him a little bit of a leash. You got to be patient, Blue Jays fans, not like we were last year clamoring for him to get DFA'd before the season started. And he went on to have a Silver Slugger season. So got to be patient here. And there's nobody to come up and get that leadoff spot right now. Kaz Okamoto doesn't really feel like a leadoff hitter to me. We'll get to him
No.
later, but yeah, I like George Springer where he is. He's just not producing since that very unfortunate hit by pitch the other day against the Minnesota Twins, and then another guy who just has been producing. And I hate to say it, I wish he picked up his WBC pace and we were
Yeah.
fantasizing crazy things, 50 home runs, all this, a different Vlad we have ever seen. Totally different than 2021. What if we go like 50 instead of 38? Like just instead of 48, like just like see another level there. And so far this season, uh, I mean, he's hitting like crazy when it comes to the batting average. The guy's 1 for 9 in this series, and he's still batting 320. Crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But the extra base hits just aren't there. I think he's running an 850 OPS or high eights. That's good if you look at OPS. Cool. That's awesome. He had no extra base hits this road trip. Like that just can't happen. Yohendrick
Yeah.
Pinango, a guy who's barely played in the league, has more extra base hits than you. And so it's just like we've been kind of patient with it because the guy's been hitting 350. Like what is there really
Yeah.
to complain about? Just feel like we're getting greedy now. But now you're at a point. It's been a few weeks and he has what 2 home runs. It's
Yeah.
almost a month. It is a month. It's like over
It
a month
is. We're into
now,
May.
and he
Yeah.
has 2 home runs. It's May now, and yeah, I just think it's time to see a power streak here where he just goes crazy because this kind of feels like the time. June, July, late May, he picks up. Maybe we go home and have a good homestand, and he picks it up then. But as of right now, it's a lot of ground balls and no extra base hits, really.
Yeah, and I like the people on Twitter that are going, "Oh, Vlad got an off day or he's out of the lineup. Like, what's going on there?" Man, okay, it's an off day. First of all, I know Vlad always plays like 160 games a year. He's going to be there in the lineup. You know what? Maybe he needed it. I don't know. Maybe he can snap out of it a little bit. It was a little strange to not see him in the lineup, to be honest, but maybe that's just a result of him not swinging the bat great again in terms of the power. Because yes, the singles are going to be there, but at some point you're expecting a little bit more than singles out of Vlad. You know what? I saw a stat the other day from his 2024 year, which I feel like is a little bit more reasonable to expect in terms of the power numbers than 21. Again, we're going on 5 years since the 21 year where we haven't seen any sort of replication of that 2021 year. 24 was the closest when he got to 30 home runs because all the other years he was like, 23, 26, 25, kind of hovering in there. He got to 30 in 24. Through so the little bit that they would play in March and all the way through April, he had 2 home runs. Then in the entire month of May, he had two. And then he had crazy months like you mentioned in the summer where he'd have like 8 in July and 6 in August and I don't know 7 in September or whatever. And then the home run numbers were there. At this point, that's kind of all you can expect out of Vlad. You got to hope that that's the case because right now his 162 pace is like 8 home runs. Can you just imagine? That's not going to happen. At least I hope not. But can you imagine an 8 home run season out of Vlad? That just doesn't sound right. They keep talking about on the broadcast too, like the guy's not being locked in. Like I guess you could say it's hard for a guy like Vlad to be locked in. It's early May. They're at the Trop. The vibes aren't great. There's some injuries going on, whatever. But like at the same time, you're the star player of the only team in Canada, and you're on a $500 million contract and all that. It would be nice if you could be locked in like all the time. I know it's hard. Guys get tired. They go through things. You can't expect them to be locked in and so focused like he was in the playoffs every game because we saw it playoffs, WBC, every single game. You can see the drive in that guy. You see games like this in early May or early June, whatever, and you see him in the dugout and, head's kind of down and, he doesn't really look like he's in it that much. It's hard to expect the guys, again, with such a grueling schedule. There's no other sport like this. They don't do this in basketball, football, hockey. But it would be nice to see Vlad sort of snap out of it a little bit, unless he's not going through anything health wise. I sure hope he's not. He doesn't look like he is. To see him snap out of it a little bit, and hopefully we see that in the next series.
100%. And I think that's a great point you brought up there. Just is he taking every game seriously and does it all matter to him? And like I think that with the WBC and the playoffs, he went crazy. But then
Yeah.
you look at a random regular season game and it's just 0 for 3, 0 for 4, sat in the dugout. Like I just feel like it's not a matter of he wants it, but just is the leverage high enough for him to actually care and show importance there. So
Yeah.
we give him $500 million. It's not like we're questioning anything right now. It's just like I want more consistent production, and he shows up in the
Yeah.
biggest moments. He does every time. Just maybe in the lower leverage ones, we need you right now. Like just straight up. Like
Yeah.
if you could hit bombs right now and go crazy and be a run producing beast, like Matt Olson. Matt Olson's got like 35 RBIs. It's Matt Olson. Like what the heck? So if
Yeah.
you could be like that, carry our team, half our team's hurt, that would be awesome. But right now it's just it's soft contact. It's no extra base hits, and it's tough. It is tough. So, anyways, he'll it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He'll find his stroke, and he'll probably shut me up on Friday night
Yep.
when he hits a bomb against the Angels. So yeah, just a little something on Vlad, and hope he starts hitting some bombs here, and then Ernie Clement's super consistent. I just feel like recently you're kind of seeing some more offers, and even when there aren't offers, it's just like one hit. I mean, this guy just hits all the time, no matter how
Yeah.
he's doing. So he was 2 for 12 on the series. That's it's like a 160 batting average. Not great, not great. He's so consistent. He'll find his stroke whatever. But I just feel like recently, I don't really have the numbers to back it up either. I just feel like recently he's not like the Ernie Clement we're used to seeing. Just him driving the ball up the middle, things like that. And I think I heard this funny interview with Miles Straw, and he's like, "Yeah, Ernie Clement's just popping up to the first baseman every single time." And I was like, "Thank you, Miles." Like I just feel like
Uh-huh.
that's happening over and over again. So just something on Ernie Clement, and it's Ernie. He'll be back.
And to be honest, when I mentioned the thing of Vlad and being locked in all the time and, being engaged in all 162 games, like that kind of applies to everyone on the team. I'm not just calling out Vlad. That's everyone. All the guys are feeling it, obviously, when you lose 3 games at the Trop. I'm sure none of the guys enjoy getting on the plane when they go to the Trop. They just kind of probably already know they're going to lose a couple games there. And Erdy's another one of the guys. Like, he's always going to swing hard. He's going to put the ball in play. The guy never strikes out. Like, I don't know how many strikeouts he has in the year. It's got to be I'd figure it's below 10. I don't even think he has 10 strikeouts on the year. He's not like these other big swing and miss guys. But with the pop ups to the first baseman, that's those lazy swings again, right? Like you can't possibly be swinging the bat hard or swinging at good pitches when you're popping out to the first baseman, not even to the outfield. So we see a little bit of that, kind of lazy swings, a little bit lackadaisical on the field. Like we see that from some of these guys, and that's again probably a product of some of the injuries we talked about. You're going to the Trop, and who knows what the weather's like. Maybe there's a hurricane going on in Tampa right now and something. I don't know. At some point, the roof is probably going to blow off again. I don't know. Like you see with all the guys, there's a reason we're starting with the struggles in this series because a lot of the guys are not doing well. Another one, Jesus Sanchez, will get to here, one for
Yeah,
nine in the series.
yeah,
The average down below 240. Again, what do we bring in Jesus Sanchez for your guy Joey Loperfido, who again I kind of thought would have a breakout year. Sucks he's on the injured list right now for the Astros. Pulled a hammy or something like that. But we brought in Sanchez because we thought, okay, Joey hasn't really shown the power so far. Great average guy. He had like 300 with us last year and the 50 at bats he got or whatever. But you didn't really see a lot of pop. He's kind of a long, lanky guy. Didn't really fill into that pop yet. You thought you can expect maybe 15, 20. Can we push with that bat speed, work with David Popkins, push 30 home runs with Jesus? He's got 4 on the year, but it doesn't feel like they come very often. Like you'll go on a 10-day stretch, maybe a 2-week stretch, and he's just kind of not doing a whole lot. Again, these sort of lazy swings. He'll roll over to the second baseman, and then he'll pop one, and it'll go like 450 feet. We're kind of lacking that consistency right now, and we didn't exactly bring him over to be a singles hitter. He's a bit of a free swinger too. I think the OBP is hovering around like 280 right now. I didn't say 380. I said 280. So the OBP is not there. You know, he's a bit of a free swinger. Again, 1 for 9 in the series. What can you say? It's just like all the other guys, just not really swinging the bat great right now, which you can say for pretty much the entire lineup.
Yeah, and man, I love me some Jesus Sanchez. I think he's an incredibly fun player. Like such a fun like w when we acquired Jesus Sanchez, I thought of that Coors homer that was like 505, like
Yeah,
nuts. But I didn't really see the stuff in between where he's like, smiling every at bat, dancing. Super fun watch. And I think early in this Blue Jays season, he was killing it. Like I thought he was clutch. This Blue Jays team's offense was bad. It was just so bad, and I thought Jesus Sanchez was consistently clutch, which is great. And slowly, I know David Popkins lowered his bat speed for something like drive the ball the opposite way and things like that. But I just think that he's not hitting for pop like he could. And we, like you said, he hits tanks. He hits like he'll hit a
yeah,
bomb crazy far one game, and then the next at bat you see like a bloop single the other way and things like that. I just want to see
yeah,
more consistency. Sure, you get a hit, but I just want to see more consistency. Like pull power. I think they're kind of doing that with Dalton Varsho too, where they're trying to get Dalton Varsho go to all fields, the whole Don Mattingly approach. Shout out Don Mattingly, by the way, he's really turned the Phillies season around.
yeah,
Shout out Don, man. But his approach sucked, and I think we're kind of taking a little bit of that. And I'm sure the Blue Jays have more of an analytical approach than Don Mattingly, but the all fields approach for power hitters like Dalton Varsho and Jesus Sanchez doesn't appeal to me because they have so much power. So why waste it on a bloop single the other way when instead that could be a double 109 off the wall pull side. Like
yeah,
that just is kind of annoying to me. And I
yeah,
don't care if you hit 220 with a 250 on base. I just want to see hard contact. And it's in there for Jesus Sanchez. He's got great bat speed. He's got a great build. And we're just not seeing that. I don't think the exit velos have been there recently. So I don't care if the production won't come. I just want to see you hit the ball harder and hit it on the pull side. Are you with me there, Aiden? It just kind of
yeah,
annoys me to
absolutely.
see all the oppo stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, shout out to Donnie Baseball and all the great things he's doing in Philly right now. But I'm pretty sure I was one of the many to say that I didn't want him as the hitting philosopher for this Jays team because we saw
Yeah.
how that worked out in 23 and 24. Like him conducting the lineup. And go figure, I mean, he was a singles hitting first baseman for the Yankees back in the 80s. He won an MVP and was great and all and Hall of Famer probably and all that. But that's not exactly the approach that's working with this team. And I'm glad you mentioned that. Like you said, of course I'd much rather. I mean, if you're saying no to this, I don't know that you're watching baseball and you understand what's going
Yeah.
on. You're telling me you wouldn't rather, okay, maybe the batting average is going to dip a little bit as a result.
Yeah.
But already, how does that make sense? That's a little contradictory because he's trying this approach of hitting to all fields and he's batting 230. So to say that if we try for a little bit more power and maybe by this time now he has 8 home runs instead of 4, the batting average will be low. Regardless, it's already low. So I don't care if the batting average is going to be 220 if he's providing the pop. Listen, we'll get to a guy in Kaz Okamoto who's we're talking about this guy like he's God right now and 10 home runs and all that. It's not like he's batting 350. He's not batting 320 like Vlad. He's batting what, 240, 250? Look, by the end of the year, I guarantee you he's not hitting 300. I can say that right now comfortably in May. Kaz is not going to hit 300 for the year, but we love him. We love how he's hitting right now because he's got the pop. He's got a couple home runs that he'll hit to the opposite side, but a lot of these balls you're seeing lately, he's pulling. Like you said, that Coors home run that Sanchez hit a couple years ago, we've seen a couple go like that. Like I said, he's got 4 this year, but we haven't really seen that a lot. I'd just love to see a couple. He gets like a curveball inside. Just hook that thing, man. Just pull it down the line. Roger Center's like what, 320 down the line? You can get that. Just, I don't know, hook a fastball, get to it up in. And he has a bit of a slow swing. Like the bat speed is there, but his swing looks very slow. Like he's just a slow mover. You see him get out of the box. He's not really moving great, right? I think he tripped around the bases the other day. I think that was actually the Twin Series. Like he's not a great mover, to be honest. We have a lot of these guys that like don't move great. But listen, you don't have to move great around the bases if you're launching it over the wall. So hopefully he starts doing that. Let's move to the pitching side though, because there's still a guy that's struggling. I can't believe we're still talking about him in the rotation when we said what, like 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. All right, buddy, you're done. You had your complaints for the year. You're not going to be in the rotation anymore. We got guys coming off the IL. He's still in the rotation. It's Eric Lauer. He's seemingly going to keep getting starts for this team until Jose Barrios figures out how to come back. If he ends up coming back, Eric Lauer is still in this rotation. And listen, I'll be honest, I caught none of the game that he pitched Monday night, but just looking at the box score, it's still not great. His ERA still hovering over 6 on the night. I looked at the name. Ryan Vilade hit a 3-run tank off him. And apparently it wasn't just a scraper over the wall, it was a tank. And it's Ryan Vilade of all people. No disrespect, but it's not Yandy Diaz. What do you got here? A lot of hard contact with first percentile in ground ball percentage. I'm looking at that stat. I'm thinking, are you kidding me as a Major League Baseball pitcher? Like, again, we talk about this. If you guy throws like 89, 90, you've had all your complaints. If we're not seeing 93 with pinpoint location, what are you supposed to get out of Eric Lauer? I'm not going to say too much, honestly, because I feel like I've done this rant in the past, but I can't even say I'm really hoping for Jose Barrios to come back right now to fill in his spot because he's got his struggles in AAA. At this point, okay, I'm going to shift it to I just really want Shane Bieber back. Can Shane Bieber was throwing pens at the Trop. Please just come back and save the fifth rotation spot because I can't with Eric Lauer anymore.
Yeah. I was watching this game. Like I feel like every game Eric Lauer just gets saved a little bit, whether it's leaving the
Yeah,
bases loaded with one out and Braden Fisher comes in and saves the day, or in this game his location was like awful. It was really bad, and
jeez.
he's a command guy. Like you gotta command your pitches because when you miss your spots at 90 miles per hour, it's going to get crushed. And that happened in the first inning with Ryan Vilade, as you said, hitting the 3-run home run. And Ryan Vilade is batting third.
Oh,
That's another baffling thing. That was his first home run of the year, I think, and he was batting
jeez.
third with like 5 RBIs.
Oh,
I was like, what is happening? And we just got swept by that team. Anyways,
yep.
um, what's funny to me is the whole Eric Lauer flu thing. Yeah, he came out. He's like, velo's down, got the flu. It's been a month since your flu, and your velo's the
Yep.
exact same. Like, I like what? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. You had the neck spasm thing that John didn't even know about, and it's just like a lot, and it doesn't make sense. Like, how are you throwing 90, 91, even 89? Every start. Like I don't know. I don't know how that works after like he wasn't really close to that last year. I thought he was 93, 94, maybe touched 95 sometimes. Um well like 92, I
Yeah.
guess more than
Yeah.
95,
Yeah.
but like never down to 90, 91, let alone 89. And now it's consistently. It's every start, and to go along with that it's poor command as well. And command is something that a lot of people are trying to quantify whether it's with like statistics like Command Plus or things like that, but you don't often see that on a Baseball Savant page, and I don't think that tells the full story because you'll see, and I pulled this ground ball percentage thing up, but there's really no command on Baseball Savant, and when you look at this guy's starts, it is really hard to watch because the
Yeah.
command is just not there. If you look at the stat line, it's one walk, but it's like I would love to see this guy's FIP right now. Takes away the whole fielding aspect of baseball and looks at the contact of plays, and the
Yep.
contact is just insanely hard. Like it's so hard, and man, like it's just it's cra I think it's at a 6 ERA right now. I'm
Here,
shocked that
I got
it's
the
not
fit for I
higher.
got the fit for you right now.
Yeah,
6.4 FIP. So that
yeah,
indicates he should be doing bad.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the guys with like a 6 or a 7 ERA, you'll see like a 4 or 3.5 ERA, and you'll be like, okay, a 6, a 3 or a 4
FIP.
FIP, and
Yeah.
you'll be like, okay, like fielding, whatever. There's been some misfortune and some bad luck on the field, whatever. But with Eric, he's just kind of gonna hover around the 6, 7
Yeah.
ERA thing until he really figures out. the velo stuff, and yeah, it's concerning to say the least, especially with Jose Barrios getting a setback, and um, that's a whole other story. But that just means we're gonna have to ride Eric Lauer quite a bit longer here.
My only thinking is when you think back to last year and you see the numbers and how great he was, and yeah, he was a savior during the middle of the season. Listen, the numbers suggested that he was better in the bullpen. I had like a 1.7 ERA in the bullpen. Sure, as a starter, he was great too. He had like a 3.2, whatever. Those numbers just seem crazy to look at now because he's nowhere near that stratosphere. But still, the numbers suggested, like I said, a better ERA in the bullpen, 1.7. And who knows, with all the things that we mentioned health wise, we don't want to keep using that as an excuse, the neck spasms and the flu and all that. But maybe that has a bit of an effect on him going long. Maybe he would thrive in a short inning role. And that's why they said, okay, listen, you're going to the bullpen. Patrick Corbin, you stay in the rotation. Eric Lauer, you go to the bullpen. Maybe that's kind of my only thinking right now because I don't think you're going to demote this guy to AAA. I don't even know what the options are like with him. That probably he would thrive in a bullpen role. And to be honest, we need all the lefties we can get. Like we're relying on Mason Fluharty and Joe Mantiply. Like I'm curious, honestly, how long the Joe Mantiply experiment is gonna last. I don't know if that's really a full season thing. We're on series struggles right now, and I see a highlight of Brendan Little giving up a grand slam the other day in AAA.
No
Like I don't
way,
even.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
a great. I'm pretty sure he walked the bases loaded or something like that and gave up a nuke. Like one of these Brendan Little home runs where you just know it's gone off the bat, like absolutely killed. I mean, I was holding out a little bit of hope, but I think if you watch this podcast, you know that I'm out on Brendan Little. So if you're out on Brendan Little and you're thinking the Joe Mantiply experiment isn't going to last very long, maybe you could use Eric Lauer in the bullpen. Like that's my only thinking right now is maybe he kind of wasn't able to build up a little bit because of some of the health stuff. So maybe it would benefit him to be in a shorter role. Maybe you see 92, 93 if he's only going an inning at a time and he doesn't have to worry about can I get through 5 or 6 innings because this bullpen is depleted. But then again, who do you really have to replace him right now? Because we're going to get to the Jose Barrios thing and he's not doing well. Anyhow, moving on from the Eric Lauer stuff because we've talked about this a lot. And to be honest, there is no replacement right now. Let's go to the bullpen. I mean, the bullpen has seen its up and downs this year. We're going to get to some of the beasts at the back end of the bullpen. My guy, I got a dog at the back of the bullpen. But one guy was Tyler Rogers in this series that made one appearance, only got an out. To hear Tyler Rogers only get an out is a little bit foreign because we're pretty used to this guy coming into games 1, 2, 3. He's not going to strike anyone out, but he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and 2 runs. I'll be honest, same thing here with the game times when I'm in Europe. I have no idea what's happening. Didn't see any of the outing from Tyler Rogers, but looking at the score sheet, doesn't look great. To be honest, in the long run, this is not a guy I'm worried about here. I know he's going to pitch in like 75 games and he's going to have a sub 2.5 ERA. I don't think, honestly, he's had a year where his ERA has been above like a 3.2. So, not a great outing for Tyler Rogers, but honestly, in the long run, I'm not worried.
Yeah, and we didn't put him here because we're concerned about how he was pitching. I put him here mainly because this is an awful matchup. Just Tyler Rogers against
Yeah.
the Devil Magic Rays, who
Hmm.
love all the soft contact. And there's been some Tyler Rogers appearances where it kind of like kills us, like just a ball going, f finding a gap in the infield and things like that. And it's just a match made in hell. Tyler Rogers against this Rays team, and it proved to be that 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and yeah, I think you were up by one, and you go to the end of the game with Tyler Rogers and Louis Varland in yesterday's game, and you think that's a win. Like it's got to be a win, and you lose it, and it's just one of the toughest losses for this Blue Jays team this year, and it's from a guy who's been incredible. Tyler Rogers has been everything you could ask for uh, from a setup guy this year, and it's just times against these teams where just soft contact finds a gap and then happens a few different times and then it scores a few runs and then you lose a lead. So it's all good. All good. Tyler Rogers will bounce back and we know he's going to be great, as you said, the
Yeah.
rest of the season. And then moving on to some standouts, because there were some standouts. Took us a little bit to find them, but we did find some. And the first one being uh, leadoff hitter slash two hitter. Like Kind of
Yeah.
crazy a week into his major league career that Yohendrick Pinango is still batting 400. Like
Yeah.
crazy. The guy's been awesome, and he had a cool catch in today's game as well. He was 4 for 12 in the series. The guy hits. The guy just straight up hits. And something that kind of complicates things is the looming Addison Barger return to the Blue Jays, which we will talk about later. But Yohendrick Pinango is really making that a tough decision uh, for this Blue Jays team to decide who goes down when Barger comes back up.
Yeah, and I had that reaction. Honestly, I couldn't believe it with the 400 batting average again, where I'm not seeing a lot of these games. I'm looking at the score sheet and I'm seeing that average. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is a guy that should be hitting towards the top of the lineup. Again, my pick was probably wrong going with RJ Schreck over this guy. Listen, Schreck might still get some time, but I kind of figured at some point in the offseason, this guy was going to get major league time. I mean, you saw he had a couple of years at AAA, showed a little bit of pop. I don't think we've seen a home run yet from him, but you're seeing a couple extra base hits here and there. You're seeing bat to ball, which is, like I've said for a lot of these guys, what you didn't see in the majority of the series. You're seeing a lot of swing and miss in these lazy swings. I mean, 4 for 12, that's one of the better hitters in the series. There is someone actually doing better than him, which we will get to. But to think he's probably, what, the second best hitter in this series? I mean, it's a good sign. He's proving that he should stay in the lineup. What'll complicate things is even more is when Nathan Lucas at some point comes back. I don't even know when that's going to be. I don't even remember how long he's been out, but at some point he's bound to come back. Listen, this guy's not going to be hitting 400 for the next like month or two or however long he's up here a week. But it's nice to see him get some reps. And you're right, it's making it harder for the front office when some of these guys come off the injured list. But like I said, there is someone doing better than him. And it's my guy. This is why I stuck with this guy all along. Kaz Okamoto, man. This guy is actually going crazy right now. Another home run in this series. I think it's what in his last 7 games, he's got 5 home runs, something to that effect. Extra base hits all over the place. I pulled up some of his stats. I pulled up some of his stats from Twitter here. His rankings among third basemen. For home runs, this guy is first with 10 in the entire league. In RBIs, he's first with 23, and I'm pretty sure that went up today, so 24. Slugging percentage, fourth at a 492 clip. These were also prior to today's game against the Rays when they dropped the series. OPS, he is fifth at 819, and WRC plus fifth at a 127. If the numbers don't speak for themselves, I don't know what do. For those people that were writing him off completely at the beginning of the year, and listen, we might have said a couple things on this pod that we didn't really like the way he was playing. Well, I don't know who would have, because he was batting like 150 for a while and swinging at everything. Two things he did. He figured out with David Popkins how to move back in the batter's box. Maybe they should teach Jesus Sanchez how to do that. That might help him move back in the batter's box. But then what did Jesus Sanchez do today? I see him wearing a quesadilla power shirt before the game. And you know what? I don't know why, but the Japanese man is eating Mexican food and it's working. I his pregame snack of eating quesadillas. Keegan Matheson came out with this a couple days ago or a week ago that this is what Kaz is doing. And when he had one bad game, I don't know if it was in the Twin series or the Red Sox series, he had one bad game. And what happened? He didn't have his pregame quesadilla. So we know going forward, if he has his quesadilla, he's good to go. And the power is incredible right now.
Yeah, it seems like that and the gratitude circle as well, which like they just
Yeah.
get in a group and talk about
Yeah.
things they're grateful for before a game. Very wholesome. He's killing it. Like it's I'm looking at these numbers here and it baffles my mind. Um, Not because he's been this good, but because like he's totally flipped his numbers around in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
He was getting close to below that Mendoza line of 200 there, and now his OPS is 819. Like it's nuts. He's 27% above league average in WRC plus. Like that's just insane. And he's kind of a great two-hitter. Like I kind of love it. I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
Cleanup, I don't know about cleanup. Like maybe he's a run-producing beast. As of right now, the guy's getting on base at an insane clip. Keep him in the two hole, and then hopefully you can see Vladdy drop him in. But like he's been nuts. He's been absolutely insane, and exactly what the Blue Jays have been asking for. From third baseman and his defense again has been great and really no qualms about the base running at all. Haven't seen much, haven't seen many base running woes from Okamoto and um, Yeah, he's been incredible. So shout out Kaz. I hope this continues, and I'm excited to see how long it continues for. Like as far as I know, it's sustainable. Like you move back in the
Yeah.
box, you find success, keep doing that, and he won't be like this the whole season. We know that. Um, doesn't mean it's not sustainable. Like I still think he can be right up there with some of the best contact hitters in baseball and run producing hitters. Like I think Seiya Suzuki is a fantastic hitter. He drove in what 120 RBIs last year. If Kaz can do the same thing, that would be nuts. That would be all you could ask
Yeah.
for. So just a nice little comparison that I thought of there. Two Japanese
Yeah.
beasts that aren't the most athletic when it comes to like sprint speed and things like that, but can hit the dang baseball. And Kaz is doing that right now. And a guy pitching like crazy right now, and the closer for the Toronto Blue Jays is Louis Varland, and he won reliever of the month in the AL. In the NL, it's Mason Miller. Um, if it was the whole league, I'm still taking Louis V, man. We were talking about this before the podcast, and Aiden went on a limb and said Louis V is better than Mason Miller. And I'm saying
Hey,
this on the podcast so Aiden can defend his take. But Louis V's got a half ERA. He's been absolutely nuts, Aiden.
I mean, I like that you're throwing that at me because the only reason I'm saying that is because the numbers. And Mason Miller's ERA is at like a 1.1 or 1.2 right now, and Louis V's got a point 0.5. So, I mean, if the numbers don't speak for themselves, then I don't know what do. I said that earlier for Kaz. I get it. Mason Miller is going to have like 50 saves by the end of the year and like a 5 WAR as a reliever or whatever. He might win a Cy Young or whatever. Louis V's not going to do that, or maybe I don't know because when you look at the Savant pages, I'm just suggesting that we're a Jays pod, but go look at Mason Miller's Savant page. I just did that before the pod and I started drooling at it. Everything's at 100. Listen, Louis V is at like 100 almost everything as well. There's only like one thing he's not great at, and it's like breaking ball run value or whatever. Man, who cares? He's getting outs. He's punching tickets. It's at like everything. Everything's at 100. I got it right here. He's got a 1 WAR already, a point 0.5 ERA in what, 17 and two-thirds innings here, 29 strikeouts. Last year, he came over to the Jays, had 23 and two-thirds innings, only struck out 28. He's already got more strikeouts than he had last year in the half season, and we're only, what, a month and a bit into the season here? I mean, listen, I said it in the offseason. You may need to look elsewhere other than Jeff Hoffman. And I thought we'd get to that point, but what did I keep saying? I said, come back to me in July. Come back to me in August. It turned out it was in April. And you know what? I'm going to do a bit of an exercise with you right here. Who do you think has more saves by the end of the year? Is it Louis V or Jeff Hoffman?
It's
Because I
Louis
feel like
Varland.
it's Louis Varland, eh?
It's Louis
Over
Varland.
under.
Like
Jeff
just
Hoffman. Jeff Hoffman, with the struggles he had last year, blew 7 saves, still got to 33. Still got to 33. Does Louis V get over 20 saves this year?
I think so. Like I do. I don't think
Okay.
they go back to Jeff Hoffman just because
Okay.
the incons like I still think he'll get some saves, but is he going to be the closer for the Toronto Blue Jays? I don't think so. I think the inconsistency is too much there. You don't know what you're going to get any given night, and the command is kind of everywhere sometimes. And Louis V just brings the consistency at least so far this season. And so yeah, I say Louis V. I think he easily gets over 20 saves on the season.
I think that's totally fair, and I like to hear that. And how about another guy too, just because we mentioned him earlier, and I wanted to do this with Kaz as well. If he's got 10 home runs already at this point, like, I don't know. I remember we were saying like 20 sounds good for the year. The guy's got 10. It's May
Yeah,
6th. The guy's got 10. I'm gonna set the over under right now at 25 and a half. You take the over under on that because I feel like at this point, if he's got 10 already, I could easily see him pushing 30. I think I'm taking over on that.
it's a good line. It's a good line. I have to go under. Like he's a rookie.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a good line. I'm gonna go under though. Um, like 30, I was thinking, but it's just so hard to keep this over a full season and
Yeah.
to produce this consistently. And um, like in my head, I was thinking like a Matt Chapman season where he just goes nuts in April and then just
Yeah.
falls off a cliff. But
No.
I think
No.
I think Kaz is going to bring a lot more consistency than Matt Chapman did offensively. And I'll go 22, 23.
Yeah, that's
Great
fair.
numbers, just
Yeah.
yeah, just saying
Especially
that.
especially as a rookie, like I don't care if he finishes with 19, with 18, and he's got like an 850, 860 OPS. Sure, 820 OPS, whatever. 120 WRC plus. Yes, he's not going to have every seven games 5 home runs. Like of course it's not going to happen. But I'm just saying the pace he's on right now, it's looking pretty I think his 162 pace is like 46 home runs or something like that. Okay, obviously he's not going to do that, so I'll go like I don't know, say it's like 26, 27, something like that. Let's go to the forecast, though. Rough series. We talked about it with the Rays. We're back to the Angels again. We're doing this a lot here. We're bouncing
I
around
know,
between the
right?
Angels and the Rays. We have the Angels again. And like you said, you said we were going to get to it, and we are now. The Addison Barger return. It's here. I thought it was going to happen Wednesday, honestly. They said there was a chance. He pimped a shot on like Sunday, and Dunedin looks great. The ankles are fine because remember, he injured both ankles somehow. Both ankles look great. He's moving well again. And this begs the question, which we've asked so many times, who goes down? And I think, you know what, when Tyler Clement was on the podcast, he kept saying it's Yohendrick Pinango. That's the obvious choice. I think you might have said that as well. And I would have said it as well. That's the obvious choice. Listen, you gave me the numbers of Pinango earlier, batting 400. I don't think he's the choice anymore. I mentioned the Davis Schneider stats on the last pod after the Twin Series and how god awful this guy was playing the last couple of weeks. And with his 120 batting average or whatever it is, I think he takes that to Buffalo to figure it out a little bit. I think Schneider goes down on Friday for Varger.
I think you're right too, and I did say it was going to be Yohendrick Pinhago just because that was the easy move. And I think that's what the Blue Jays were thinking a few days ago, too. He's got options.
Yeah.
He's an outfielder, kind of gets crowded out there. He's forcing an issue right now, and he's forcing that decision to be made harder. And like I thought it was a shoe-in that it was going to be Yohendrick Pinhago just because of the options, but
Yeah.
he's like hitting in the two hole, as I said, leadoff recently, and has been consistently producing like over a week. Like it's not a crazy sample size at all, but I think it's also David Schneider, and I think the other guy who possibly could is Lenyn Sosa. Lenyn Sosa would have to be DFA'd and not optioned. I think you have that flexibility there with David Schneider, and I think he could use it. Like he has not been hitting the ball well at all. And we talked about that on the last episode. The guy's hitting like 130 right now and just is kind of unusable offensively and defensively. He's never been really an asset there. So um, I think it'd be good for both sides if Davis Schneider went down to Buffalo.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only reasonable option. And we talked about the Lenine Sosa thing. Like again, he was batting cleanup today. I don't know exactly what the decision was there. I know a lot of guys were sitting, like Varsha was sitting and Jimenez was sitting. A lot of guys were sitting today, but still, you look at the numbers, and we said earlier when he was getting a couple of hits here and there, and he had a couple 3 hit games, whatever. Yeah, looks great. He's got a sub 600 OPS. Like that's not exactly what we're looking for out of a cleanup hitter, and I don't think anyone was expecting him to be a cleanup hitter. But even if he is hitting lower in the lineup, there's just nothing flashy. We talked about it, so if that is the move they decide to go with, because they're not going to mention it until Friday, like right before the game. They always do this, where they have to leave it to the last second. We won't know until game time. Whichever way they go, honestly, I'll be indifferent. If they let go Lenine Sosa, listen, I wasn't expecting him to be here a long time. And if Schneider goes down, maybe he gets to figure things out. And like I said in the last pod, I don't need David Schneider to come back and be an everyday player. We don't need that with all the guys we have on this roster. He did this last year when he went down. He was sent down, for those who don't remember, for 30 games. Go figure out how to hit lefties. That's your job off the bench. Give us an 850 OPS off the bench hitting lefties. That's perfect. So I'm hoping he can do that. And then another guy, Jose Barrios, man. Like we've talked about this a lot now. Like we talk about Eric Lauer in the rotation. We don't like him, but Jose Barrios is throwing 89 and 90 poo in AAA, and he's getting lit up by Spencer Jones and the Yankees. The bigger news, though, was that he went for an MRI after his latest start to see. I think he was seeking in a second opinion as well on his elbow. Man, none of that sounds good. Just none of that sounds good whenever you hear elbow related stuff with pitchers, especially after the velo decline. Was it just weather related? I don't know because they're pitching in New York or whatever and it's cold in the end of April. Could be. I mean, a lot of pitchers go through that. But we've kind of seen a trend over the last little bit here where the velo is starting to decline. And he's not really a guy that can sustain 95 over 30 starts over a year anymore. He just can't seem to do that. I don't know what an MRI on his elbow means. We don't have the results yet. They said more info is going to come on Friday. The last thing you want to hear is TJ, but at the same time, what were you really expecting out of Barrios this year? You were expecting him to eat innings, and I was at least hoping he could eat some better innings than Lauer. Like, even if he gives us a 4.5 ERA, that's better than a 6 that Lauer's giving us. But I don't know what hope there is left. If he comes back, honestly, it doesn't matter who it is for me at this point, whether it's Barrios or Lauer. I feel like they're just the fill-in until Bieber comes back.
Yeah, and obviously the injury sucks. Anything with the elbow
Yeah.
for a pitcher is horrible. Uh, that aside, him going for an MRI is kind of relieving that this isn't like peak health Jose Barrios pitching right now. Because if you look at the velocity and it's awful. Like it's been
Yeah.
three starts, I think, in Buffalo where it's 90, 91, meatballs and a lot of hard
Yeah.
contact, a lot of runs. It has not been pretty. Before that, he was 94, 95. We got the old Jose Barrios back. Like, what happened there? Did Buffalo hit you that hard? Like, I got no clue what that transition was there. And the only possible scenario was an injury. And so if he gets that solved, whatever that means. If it's surgery, if it's shut down for a week, start back up. Um, okay. I just want Jose Barrios to be fully healthy when he comes back and not throw in 90, 91 because
Yeah.
with poor location and giving up a bunch of hard contact because that would hurt the team more than help the team at that point. So get well, Jose, and hope you get healthy soon. And then looking at some pitching matchups here against the LA Angels, and it looks quite familiar from the last time we faced the Angels. On the
Yeah.
Angels side, I think it's the exact same pitchers in the exact same order, so it's going to look pretty familiar. In the first game, it's Dylan Cease and Reed Detmers. Second game, it's Trey Savage versus Jack Kukanovich. I think that's how you see it. And then
I don't
game
know.
three, it's um, it's Eric Lauer versus Jose Soriano, who does not have a .2 ERA anymore. It's up to
Ooh.
I think a 1.7 we saw before the podcast, and so this might be a good time to get back on track for this Blue Jays team. Really tough series against the Rays, and this will be a great time to get back on track. Hopefully with the Edison Barger in the lineup, and I'm going to say a series win here, not a sweep. And I'll go 2 out of 3, and I think we take the first two and lose the last one. Just a not favorable pitching matchup with Eric Lauer and Jose Soriano. And yeah, take 2 out of 3, back on track. Here we go.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Maybe it's because I'm
Oh,
not going to be on the next pod. For those who don't know, it will be my travel day come the Angels series, so I will not be on the next pod. So maybe this is just me being crazy, and it's the last pod I'm doing here in Europe. And Addison Barger's back, and the vibes are through the roof. But I'm going sweep. I'm going crazy. I'm going the complete reverse of what we saw in the race series, and maybe it's that too. Maybe it's because we just got swept and we're on a 4 game losing streak here after dropping the last game of the Twin Series. We're back at home. I don't know. It's early May. The weather's going to start getting a little bit better. We got some guys coming off the injured list, right? And I think, honestly, Barger could be a big thump to that lineup. Don't be surprised in this 3 game series if he goes deep once, maybe twice. I don't know. Maybe 3 times. I'm going crazy here. But Addison Barger is a big help to this lineup. And the way some of these guys are swinging it, maybe that propels some of the other guys to hit a little bit. And yes, Eric Lauer versus Jose Soriano. I don't like that matchup. It's probably a given that we're going to lose that unless, I don't know, Jose Barrios magically comes back to life and pitches that game and the two Jose's go at it and he's great. I don't know. It's probably going to be Eric Lauer. He's probably going to give up 6 runs and we're going to lose the game. I'm going crazy here. I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I say we go for a sweep. And something else funny on the Angels side, I'm just going to give you this to you right now because I just pulled this up. Alek Manoah just got activated off the injured list today. Had a fingernail fall off in spring training. Of all things, this guy's gone through in the past couple of years. You're a guy. You've told me this before. He bought his jersey right after he made his debut. What could have been with the Jays, but has a fingernail fall off in spring training. He built up in the minors coming off the injured list, but he built up in single A. And I think I mentioned this last pod. The guy went like 2 innings. They gave up 7 runs in single A. I swear, and I remember 2023 when he went down to single A or rookie ball. I think that's what it was. It was rookie ball, not single A, and he gave up like 11 runs to 17-year-olds in the Yankee system a couple of years ago.
Florida
He was
Complex
act.
League. That's what it was a few
That's
years ago.
um. I mean, you're facing 16 to 17-year-olds. Let's be
Yeah.
honest here. The
Yeah.
guys from the Dominican, they were shelling him. He was activated today as a reliever, not as a starter, because we see the projected starters here. I don't
Wow.
know that he's going to get a start, honestly. He was activated today. The Angels were playing the White Sox earlier today.
Hmm.
He was activated as a reliever. He was on the lineup card as a reliever. Do we get an Alek Manoah appearance at home at the Rogers Center? First time we'd see him as an opposing pitcher. Maybe. And then my question to that is, I mean, he's going to be there in the building. He will be present. What sort of reception does he get? And I'm going to leave this to you because this was your guy. I feel like it's a mix of boos and cheers. I don't know, to be honest, because he had a little bit of drama there with not being wanted to send down to AAA, and I'm not reporting to Buffalo, and I should be on the major league roster and all that. But at the same time, he gave us an unbelievable 2021 and 22 season. So where are you with that? What's the reception like? I feel like it's a bit of a mix of boos and cheers.
I think very lighthearted. I think Blue Jays fans are too nice, and
Yeah.
um, I think very lighthearted. Like they might even cheer the guy if he comes on,
Yeah.
if
True.
he comes out of the bullpen, whatever. He almost won a Cy Young. He was third in Cy Young. Like he did a
Yeah.
lot for what a year and a half, and then he like some bad quotes and didn't want to get sent down to AAA and all that kind of stuff and
Yeah.
injections and all that stuff. It got ugly. It got ugly quick. But Blue Jays fans are pretty like easy to forget when it comes to that kind of stuff and put that past them. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's booing. I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything like that. I think it's more lighthearted. And then knowing the Blue Jays, they'll probably show a nice tribute video, like
Yeah.
just what they do,
Yeah.
and probably the right thing
Yeah.
to do as well. So, if he comes in, it's going to be a movie. It's going to be a spectacle to watch. And I think Canadian Blue Jays fans are going to be nice to him. So that's my prediction. And let's win some ball games this weekend. Let's do this.
I hate to say it because I got to do, but if he enters a game, say it's like Saturday or Sunday or something, he's gonna get shelled. I'm sorry, I don't want to say it, but he's gonna get shelled. Like
We
if he's
suck
getting
right now.
rocked
We'll,
by,
we'll see. We'll see.
and you know what? We'll take it. I mean, you're not on the team anymore. Sorry, like we want our team to do good. And if you're letting up 7 runs to 18-year-olds in single A, you're probably going to get shelled. And maybe, you know what? How nice would that be? He floats a little cookie and Vlad sends it 450 feet. And that gets Vlad going a little bit. He's a true Blue Jay at heart still, Alek Manoah. And he gets our guys going. Maybe Addison Barger's the one that gets us going. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going a little crazy here. And like I said, I will not be on the pod. We don't know who's going to be filling in for me or if Christian's going to ride it solo next pod. We'll see how it goes. I will be traveling back home and I will be back home for the rest of the summer. You can count on me to be there at all times. But like you said, let's get a series going here. We're back facing the Rays right after this. Like I said, like that's kind of crazy. We're facing the Rays right there again. And then the Tigers and Yankees after that. So we're starting to get into this realm of facing better teams here, which is, like you said, why we need to pick up the winning pace a little bit. So, like always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe your thoughts down below, and we'll check in with you next time.
Thanks for listening, guys, and go Jays.
Go Jays!